I'm Lily, and today I want to show you 5 wild edibles that you can eat in any kind of survival situation. Stay tuned.
Number 5. Stinging nettle. The stinging nettle is native to Europe, Asia, North Africa and North America. Most people who have come into contact with stinging nettle have already experienced the painful sting that comes from the hairy needles sitting on the leaves and the stem of the plant. Stinging nettle contains up to 25% of protein of its dry weight, which is quite high for a leafy green vegetable. The seeds of the stinging nettle are very nutritious and can be ground up and baked like a bread. The roots of the stinging nettle are edible too. Besides using stinging nettle as food, it also can be used as medicine. It's used for rheumatic complaints and against problems of the urinary tract. Let's see how it tastes. Yeah, it's not too bad. Number 4. Dandelion. Dandelion, or the lion's tooth, is native to temperate areas of the northern hemisphere. The leaves are lobed and form a basal rosette. The yellow flower heads are borne singly on a hollow stem. The entire plant is edible, but the roots contain the most energy. The roots are very bitter and can cause stomach problems. Therefore, they have to be processed. They need to be cut up and put in cold water for a couple of hours to lose their bitterness. It's important that the water is cold. With boiling water, you could get rid of the bitterness much faster, but also the carbohydrate in the roots, which is called inulin, would get washed out, since it's soluble in hot water. Ground roasted dandelion root can be used as a non-caffeinated coffee substitute. Tastes very good. A little bit like coffee. It's a very becoming beverage. Number 3. Burdock. Several burdock species have been widely spread worldwide. Burdock grows large leaves which can reach a size of 28 inches, and the underside of the leaves looks a little bit whitish. The prickly heads of the burdock plant are noted for easily catching on fur and clothing. The root of the burdock plant contains a lot of starch, which is not easy to find when it comes to wild edibles, and it can be dug up and roasted over the fire. The outer bark of the root tastes a little bit bitter, but the inner part, which you can peel off like that, is quite fine, I have to say. Number 2. Cattail. Cattails grow in wetlands all over the world. The plant can be easily identified by their unique flowering spike and flat blade-like leaves. Besides the fact that cattail fluff makes excellent flesh tinder, it's also completely edible. The stems are good to roast on a fire, however the roots are the part which have the most nutritional value. Cattail roots are rich in starch and they provide 266 calories per 100 grams. They can be eaten raw, roasted or made into a flour substitute. That's how the root looks from the inside. Number 1. Acorns. Acorns come from oak trees, which grow all over the world. There are several species and hybrids, which all look a little bit different. Acorns provide 387 calories per 100 grams, which is pretty high. They contain both carbohydrates, fats and protein, which make them a perfect survival food. However, acorns contain a lot of tannins, which make them extremely bitter. Therefore, they need to be processed and cooked several times before they can be eaten. Acorns have been used as a coffee substitute, especially in World War II and the American Civil War. Roasted acorns taste very good. They remind me of sweet chestnut. It tastes a little bit like coffee. And with a lot of imagination, it's true.